Here I have 6 incomplete Lego sets, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I buy the rest of the parts for these sets on Bricklink. That way I can complete them and get them out the door. You could do this for yourself if you're keeping the sets, or if you're like me and you want to sell them.
Lego, my Jameso.
Once you're sure you've checked all the parts you have, it's time to now buy the parts you're missing. If you don't know this already, for any Lego set you can create a wanted list on Bricklink, check off what you have, and then you'll be left with a list of parts. That way you can buy them. If you want to know how to do that, there's links in my description to videos that will help you. So I have this list here and I hit buy all, and then it'll give me these options. Right now I have it selected to the US only, but I could change it to be anywhere. And then as you can see, there's only stores that have 3 out of 4 of the items I want. There is not one that has all 4. So I will most likely need to buy from multiple stores. But what if there's one part in here that I really say, wow, I really want this part. I want to only see stores that have it. Well, if you select the wanted items tab up there at the top, go down to your wanted list, you can then lock in any item and see which stores have it. In this case, I was shocked. There were not any US sellers that have it. So I am now going to change over to search everywhere. That way I can see if international stores have this item. And as we can see, they do have these pieces. So these features are very helpful in the buy section. But what if you wanted to buy multiple wanted lists at once? As I said in the beginning of the video, I have 6 sets that are ready that need parts. So I'm actually going to show you what I do to combine these wanted lists and buy all the parts at once if possible. Once you're in Bricklink, go to the wanted list section. Whenever I want to buy parts to multiple sets, I usually always add them to a new wanted list. I actually have a wanted list that I have numbered already that I currently use for any sets, and I'll add these parts to that. But for the purposes of this video, let's create a new wanted list. So I like to put it, I like to give it a number, 0, 1, or however you organize your lists, but that's how I organize mine. So I'll give it this number here, and then I'll label it parts needed for sets. And now it's time to fill this list up. So I'm going to find the wanted lists for the 6 sets I have. I'll start out with the first one. I have this figure, and I'm simply going to just copy it to that new wanted list. I'm sorry the drop-down menu isn't visible for you guys, but it just allows you to scroll through any wanted lists you have, select the one you wish to copy it to, and then that's how you can simply copy it to that new list. Now I'm going to go to my next set. This one has more parts, and what I forgot to do on my last list is each of these items I want to type the set number next to it, because that way when I put them into this new compiled list, I will know, okay, hey, this figure, this part goes to this set. That way I can, when I buy them, I can quickly pull them, delete them off that wanted list, and put them into the set that they belong to. So you'll essentially have these parts on 2 wanted lists. Anytime I'm missing a sticker piece to a set, I'll simply find that part, copy it to the wanted list for the set, and then I will also leave the part piece there. If I find the part without the sticker, I'll put it in my bag of parts with the stickers, but I'll simply mark it on my wanted list as I have these without the sticker. That way, if I buy one with the sticker, I can then remove the parts that don't have the stickers and, put them in my inventory then. So it's just a way for me to keep things organized. And now I'm going to copy these to that same wanted list. As you can see, I also did not include the tiles that don't have stickers on them because I don't need to buy them. I already have them, and I would rather buy them with stickers. That way the set is 100% complete. Now I'm simply going through my remaining wanted lists here. I'm adding the set number to the notes. I'm copying it to the combined wanted list we created. That way we can search for all these parts and buy them all at once. If you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to see more like this. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to get back to you. Years ago when I first did this, I did not add the set numbers and it really complicated things, so add these numbers. Whenever I have a wanted list created, the sticker sheet for that set will always be in the wanted list, so I typically leave that there in case when I'm buying parts for other sets or even this set, I'm missing 2 stickers here, but if I find somebody selling the sticker sheet and they have enough other parts that I want to buy in the sticker sheet's a cheap price, sometimes it makes more sense to just buy a brand new sticker sheet and include that with the set versus finding the parts that have the stickers. It really depends on which costs more. In this case, I'm going to now add these mail pieces here, newspaper pieces to my wanted list because I didn't have them added there, and I want to make sure if I'm searching for parts, I want to see anybody that has these parts available in their store as well. That way I can maybe buy those or the sticker sheet. It's one or the other, but sometimes I'll include both on my listing If not, always do that, and then hopefully you find one or the other, and that'll complete your set. And I always add notes to parts on wanted lists. That way I don't get confused or have any problems come up. It might be a few weeks, even a month before I come back to the set and have the parts to finish it. So when I come back, I want to know, okay, it's 100% complete for sure. And sometimes I then want to make sure I don't leave extra parts in there. But if you leave extra's better than missing some. And I'm sure the buyers won't mind having extra pieces. That was the last wanted list I needed to copy to my new wanted list. So now let's check it out. You can change the number of items per page. That way they all come up on one page. You can sort it in any particular way you'd like. And now it's time to just simply see what customers and stores have these available. So I select buy all, and now it'll load the stores. I clicked anywhere, so that'll refresh in a moment. But I can see, okay, who has, all the parts and at what prices. So this store, even though it's in Germany, it actually has the most amount of pieces and a pretty good price. It's not that bad. So I can always confirm that selection, or I can then find other stores. So this is a great way to browse and see, okay, who has the parts you want. It's a great way to find parts for multiple sets you're missing versus searching one wanted list and then hoping that they have the other parts. This is a great way to just see right from the get-go who has all the parts I need or the most amount of pieces I could use to complete sets at the best prices. Just because a store is at the top does not mean they necessarily have great prices. It might mean because they have a higher store ranking or greater inventory amounts. Oftentimes I find if I use two sellers on down on the page or even on another page, it's better to purchase 10 items at a cheaper price from somebody and 10 items from somebody else versus higher prices all from one store. But it will all depend on shipping. So you can simply select a store, see the parts they have, and then you could go to their checkout and then see, hey, do they have a shipping method there? How much will it cost? How much are their hidden fees? Yada, yada, yada. And that's just a nice, simple way to buy parts. Each time you find a store you like and you hit confirm selection, it will remove those parts from your list and generate a new search tab with the remaining pieces. Before I usually create carts, I like to click on the store and then I use this wanted list feature to check all my other wanted lists. I don't need to check them all, but I like to check some of the ones that I prioritize and see, okay, hey, does this person have other parts? Turns out this store has some pretty good pieces and I'll probably buy from them. As you can see, they also have expensive parts. Even though it's on my wanted list, I don't want to pay that price for it. So you can always choose to buy certain pieces and you don't have to buy every one you need. You can find them from another store. When you do have a selection you like, you can hit create cart. This is a great way that quickly adds all the pieces to your cart. So now I can select this, I can see all the pieces in my shopping cart, and I can still go back and buy more. So once I decided, hey, this is a good store, I want to buy some parts, I created that cart and now I'm going to add other items to it. And then when I'm done adding items, I can see how much the shipping is going to cost and, find out what the damage is. And this is perfect. The shipping is actually not too expensive. I can get a great number of parts here to complete some sets and get them listed for sale. So let's say I wanted to proceed and continue. The next thing happens, they will show you their terms, then they will show you your shipping address to confirm that, and then PayPal. So you could then pay for this directly. It will add the sales tax and fees through Bricklink when you pay, and then your order is placed and the person just has to pack it and mail it out to you. As I said before, I actually do have a giant wanted list I used for all of the sets I need parts for. This is a great way for me to save money. It takes a little more time for me to complete my sets, but my overall goal here is to buy as many parts as possible from one store. That way I could save on shipping and hopefully find great prices and I can complete multiple sets with one order versus doing a lot of small orders. But it all depends, if you want to get things done faster, you can spend a little more or buy smaller orders. This is just how I work, and it's been going pretty well. Every once in a while, though, I will need to finish a set, so I'll just have to place an order that might be a little more expensive than I want it to be, but then the set's complete, listed for sale, or added to my collection, and I'm done. My final piece of advice is that if you're buying parts from multiple stores, create the cart to that store based on all the parts in your wanted list they have. This way, you're creating two separate carts, and some parts might overlap. You might need a 2x4 brick in blue, and they both have it. But if you add them both to your cart, then you could go in and manually see, okay, this one's cheaper at this store, and I'll delete it from the other store. Sometimes Bricklink will generate a cart for you, but it won't be the bottom floor prices. It'll just be what they think is the best store for you. So this will save you a little bit more money. It just takes a little bit more time.